Hello and welcome to the Tuesday Thought. I recently returned from the Wild Goose Festival, an ecumenical Christian spiritual festival centered around Jesus, art, music, and social justice. And I would love to explain more to you about it, but like the Eucharist, it is something that defies words and needs to be experienced. The next Wild Goose Festival will be this upcoming July. Please mark your calendars. It's my favorite thing, and I have returned full of the Spirit. I want to share with you a couple of things that I picked up while I was there. Brian McLaren is one of our contemporary theologians in the public space, and he was talking about three words: grief, love, and action. And he said, grief, we have a tendency to just want to scratch the surface of our grief and kind of compartmentalize it and walk around it, but never really address it. And he said, when we really stay in our grief, when we get to the bottom of it, when we don't ignore it, but we sit in it and sink deeper and deeper into that grief, what we find at the bottom is a trap door. We have to get to the bottom. And when we get to the bottom, that trap door opens into love. And when we experience the love of God, the love for one another, the love and the realization that so many others have experienced grief too. And we are brought together in that experience of grief, and that bringing together is called love. When we experience that love, we are moved to action, to respond to the grief and to the needs of others in our lives, in our communities, in our neighborhoods. So grief is not something to be avoided, but actually to be sinking into until we find that bottom. And that bottom will open us up into a deeper, fuller love. That's one thing. The second thing is that when we are in that space, tears will come. And tears are good. Tears are healing and they're cleansing. And Brian McLaren talked about tears as something like water that plants need to grow. And so in this time of deep suffering and pain, of anxiety, of fear, not all of it rational, let us remember that we can sink into our grief deep enough that love will flow out of it. And that the tears that we shed, real tears, figurative, emotional tears, they can be like water. We can believe that. We can believe that our tears will be the water that grows something new out of this time that we're in. So I wanted to share those two things with you. Please give the Wild Goose Festival some consideration next year. I will be bringing a group from St. Mary's. It will be as fun, the most fun you've ever had in a long time. I can promise you that. God bless you.